talk about how to verify or generate SNMP traps from Juniper to evaluate if you have loaded the correct Juniper MIBs on your SNMP server or any kind of SNMP monitoring MIB tool. On the screen, I have a iReasoning MIB browser, which is kind of a freeware which has some options to receive traps and to import MIBs from a particular vendor or whatever vendor you're testing. So under iReasoning MIB browser, when you open the application, you can see that it has got management where it has all the generic MIBs, and there is also something called as private where you can import your enterprise MIBs. So Juniper can also be imported. Likewise, any other vendor can be imported. Now I am on the tools trap receiver window where you can see if any traps arrive on the Juniper from the Juniper to see if they are arriving correctly and if I have loaded the correct SNMP MIBs from the Juniper platform. Now the setup that I have, just going to the setup, just a Juniper router connecting to this MIB server. So the first thing what I'm going to do from the router is to generate a trap. So the command, this is like a spoof trap. So if you want to simulate a kind of a power failure trap from Juniper, you don't really have to remove the power. You have an option called request SNMP spoof trap. So let me show you the options it's got in spoof trap. So for example, if you click on JNX and if you hit a question mark next to it, you have loads of MIBs that you can generate like spoof traps. So under these options, what I am looking for is JNXP. So with P, I have these different types of traps that I can generate. It is a spoof trap, but it is used for evaluating your SNMP server's MIB response and also to check if you've loaded the correct vendor specific MIBs on the platform. So let me pick JNX power supply failure MIB, and I'm going to generate a spoof trap. Request SNMP spoof trap JNX power failure. So now this MIB is sent to the MIB collector. So in terms of configuration on the Juniper, it's pretty simple. I just have a basic community for the sake of testing, and I'm saying all my traps needs to go to this particular server, which is where I have my MIB reasoning software installed. So quickly going to the software. Now you can see that the traps have arrived, but they don't really have any kind of useful name. This is only possible once you import the vendor specific MIB. I know the most recent trap that came is from this device IP, which is the box from where I generated the trap. And let me try to find out what this MIB is and try to import that MIB correctly. So I'm just taking this OID 136.141.2636, which is the Juniper vendor specific identifier 411. So I'm quickly going to the MIB browser. So there is a Juniper MIB browser, which is app.juniper.in MIB Explorer. You choose the code that you want. And all I did is I just entered the MIB here, and you can see it is telling me that this is the MIB, which is a power supply failure MIB, and it is available under the Juniper MIB category. So I'm just clicking on the Juniper MIB category. When I click on that, it's telling me I have to import chassis MIB. So if I import chassis MIB on my SNMP MIB server, I should be able to get a friendly name. So what I'm going to do now is go back to the server, and under file, right now you see there is no Juniper enterprise MIBs that I've loaded. So first I click on file, load MIBs. So Juniper MIBs, obviously you can download it from the Juniper website. In here, I am locating chassis MIB because this is where the SNMP power failure traps have a friendly meaning and name. So I am just clicking on it and saying open. So let me clear off all the historical traps. So now I have imported that. I'm just opening up the tree and checking if my Juniper enterprise MIB is available, and I can see it's available right now. And it has got all the different options. So let me go back to the router now and try to generate one more trap. So I'm just generating request SNMP spoof trap. Let's see if this trap is now available. You see there is a power failure trap that's now, it's basically converting that MIB into a corresponding name. So let me just clear it once again. Go back, try to generate a couple more traps. And you can see JNX power failure trap is sent. So this can be useful if you want to evaluate what MIB you want to import into your server and how you can test it. So all sorts of things. Even iReasoning MIB browser also has one more useful tool. So if you just click on the IP address of the device that you want to poll, and you can just click advanced. So this is just a polling community that I have configured, read-write community. I know for the sake of testing, I've given it as public, and I've just given version 2. Now you can do get next here. You see, it's even telling me the model of the device. So you can keep on doing get next, bulk get, all kinds of things with this iReasoning MIB browser. Pretty handy tool that can be used for SNMP checks and verifications. Hope you find this useful. Bye for now.